Hello everybody, welcome. It's Carissa. I am back. I took a pretty long hiatus, but I'm feeling refreshed, I'm feeling recharged, and I'm ready to bring you guys some great content. So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a super easy fall makeup look. I used just a couple shadow colors, just a few brushes to make this look happen. It's very simple. Anybody can recreate it. So if you are interested in this look, if you're interested in learning how to do some simple shadow blending, then please continue watching. Okie dokie. The very first thing that I'm gonna do is put some moisturizer and sunscreen on my face. So today I'm using the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. It's SPF 15. It's pretty lightweight, but not too lightweight because my skin can get a little dry. So this works pretty well for me. And I'm actually gonna be using this as my primer today because I'm out of primer and this is gonna be the next best thing. So if you find yourself in that situation, you're out of primer, you don't know what to use, go in with some moisturizer. We always want to put on sunscreen anyway. So this is going to be a good enough base, and it gives a little bit of tackiness to the skin, so that will help everything to stick and stay on as well. So once you've got the moisturizer, the primer on, the next thing that we're going to do is actually start with our eyes. I'm going to grab my little hand mirror and prime my lid. So I'm taking some concealer, putting it right onto my lid, and then with a damp beauty sponge, I'm just gonna blend that all over. My dogs are losing it. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna grab a little fluffy brush, just like this doodad. Did you see that? And I'm gonna take some translucent powder. I am using Juvias Place, so one of my favorites. And I'm just gonna dip that brush into the powder and spread it all over the lid. And it's just gonna help set that concealer that we put on and create a nice smooth base for any shadow that we put on. And you wanna make sure that you get your whole lid so that you have an even base all around. You're gonna need 3 brushes for our shadow look today. A bigger, fluffier blending brush, a smaller, denser fluffy brush, and then we're gonna need a more precise brush that we can go in and do some detailing work under the eye and maybe in the inner corner. But that's all that we're gonna need is just 3 brushes. We might also use a finger, but I think that we've all got that one covered. Today, I'm gonna be using the Juvias Place Nomad palette. As you can see, it's got some nice fall colors. So anything that you have that is similar will work just fine. You don't have to have this exact palette to create this look. The first brush that I'm gonna go in with is my smaller, denser, fluffy brush. And I'm gonna take that and dip right into this deep brown right here. So I'm taking the shadow and applying it all over the lid. I'm keeping it down below the crease. If it goes up into the crease a little bit, that's okay because we're gonna blend that out anyway. It's not gonna automatically be blended and beautiful. We're gonna put a little bit of work into it, but it's gonna get there. So right now, we're just focusing on getting that lid shade on so that we can do our blending work. All right, and here we go. You can see it's a little messy, but it's okay because I'm gonna clean everything up. We're gonna blend it out and it's gonna look beautiful. So once you have your darkest shade on the lid, we're gonna take our bigger, fluffier brush and we're gonna dip into a lighter shade. Today, I'm really feeling this beautiful orange. So that's gonna be my color story. I might dip a little bit into this yellow, but this is really what I'm feeling. It's very fall to me, and I think I'm gonna wear black today, so it will look nice. So just dipping my fluffier brush into this shade, And we're gonna go right in and start our blending work. You wanna hit right at the crease and just windshield wipe back and forth, and take your time to just start blending and smoking out that color. If you feel like you need a little bit more pigment, dip back into your color and get back to work. Hey, the cat is starting drama. As you can see, this is where we started, this is where we're going. It's not completely finished yet, but I can already see it starting to unfold, starting to turn into the eye look that I had in mind. So let's just repeat the same thing on the other side. Go in with your transition color and just blend that out. Windshield wipe until you can't windshield wipe anymore. I'm thinking that for today, I really want to keep it simple. So I'm not gonna go in and cut the crease. I'm not gonna go in and apply any glitter or do anything crazy on the lid. I think I'm just gonna go back with my denser brush, fill in my deeper lid color a little bit. Sometimes when you blend, you might lose a little bit of pigment. So all you have to do is take that brush and go right back over it. So for now, I'm gonna close my palette, keep my brushes and palette on hand, but not in hand, and we're gonna move on. Now that we've got our shadow on, before we start with all of our face makeup, I wanna go in and do the liner. I'll take my liner, my brush is wet, and I'm just gonna go at the top of this line that I've created, and I'm gonna connect it down to about the center of the lash. Here, hopefully you can see, I've gone in, I created my wing by making that first line my guide and then connecting that down to about the center of the lash line. I went ahead and colored that in, and now I'm just gonna go from the corner of my eye and connect it to that center point. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I think that is as good as it's gonna get for today. Bless my soul. I don't feel like messing with it anymore because I'm just gonna get frustrated and then I'm not gonna have fun. So really quick, I'm gonna do my brows off camera and then I will be right back. Woo, okay, everything is gonna roll pretty fast from here. Brows are on, shadow is on. Today I'm gonna be mixing together two different foundations. Well, one is foundation, the other is a BB cream. The reason being, this is a little bit too light for me right now. This is more my winter shade, but my summer shades are too dark. I'm kind of transitioning. I'm losing my tan, but I haven't lost it fully. So I'm gonna add just a couple drops of this. This is medium deep because I do get pretty dark in the summertime. I'm gonna keep on doing it until I stop being lazy and go buy some foundation that's the right shade. This just goes to show you don't have to go buy something new. We can make it work with what we have at home. I'm gonna start my application with my foundation brush, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just blend that into the skin. This Photofocus foundation is definitely buildable. I love that. You can keep it really sheer, or you can do more coverage if you prefer. So as you can see, I'm using my beauty sponge and I'm just going around the eye area. I'm not getting close yet because we're gonna conceal, and that's when we go in and get nice and close. We're just going around. Remember, we get the hairline, all of the ears, the neck. I'm actually gonna mix up a little bit more and go in for a second coat because I'm feeling more medium coverage today. I'm gonna go in and conceal under my eyes. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Light Honey. And I'm just gonna take that right under the eye. If you are someone who likes to use a little bit of concealer, use a little bit of concealer. If you like to shellac that stuff to your face, shellac it to your face. We're taking our sponge and we're blending in that concealer. Make sure you get right up into the lash line. Take the tip of your sponge, get into that inner corner. Make sure you're careful not to get in too far because you don't want to take off all of your shadow, but if you get in there a little bit and get some shadow covered up, it's okay, we can go touch it up. Same thing, I'm taking that fine point and going right up to my wing, and same on the other side. All right, I think that's good. The next thing we want to do is set our creams. So I'm going to take my Juvias Place setting powder. This is I Am Magic in the shade White Sands. And I'm going to set my under eye. I'm taking my sponge, it's still a little damp, I'm dipping it right into the product, and then I'm gonna go and stamp that on. You wanna gently press the product into the skin. So I'm taking my fluffy brush and dusting off that powder that I just baked into the skin. And I'm gonna go in with a different translucent powder. This is by Milani. It's just a translucent setting powder. I'm mixing this with my J.Cat Pearl Luminizer. We're gonna take that setting powder, we're gonna dust it under the eye as well. Just a little bit, we don't need anything heavy, just lightly dusting. And then we're gonna take that same powder and set our entire face. You got your whole face set, don't forget the nose, don't forget the ears, don't forget the neck. Once we have that set, we can close up our powder, we're good with that. So we've got all of our foundation and our concealer, we're looking flat, it's time to bring life back. How do we do that? With bronzing and with blush, of course. I'm using my Fenty Beauty Cream products. This is the cream bronzer in the shade Macchiato. And I'm going to, do I want to use my sponge? Yeah, I'm gonna use my sponge. One sponge for everything. And I'm just gonna get some product onto the sponge and then go right in. I'm gonna kind of face my little egg this way so that it's wider towards the back, this cat. And I'm just gonna start stamping this on. Using the sponge helps you to create that contour really easy. It's easy to keep that shape. I'm just gonna keep building this up until I'm happy with how it's looking. And then I just take it and kind of go around the hairline. As if I had been outside getting beautifully bronzed all day, but I haven't. I've been indoors for multiple days in a row. But nobody has to know. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this and apply it to my nose as well. And I'm being sloppy about it. I'm just kind of putting it on there. Looks like this. We're gonna go back in and detail a little bit to help contour the nose. Now I'm gonna go in with my blush. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Cool Berry. I love this blush. It is so beautiful. It looks amazing on bare skin. It looks amazing on foundation. And it's really, really pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. This is probably way too much and I'm gonna regret going so hard on that dip, but it's okay. So I'm just so gently, oh my goodness, so I'm barely touching my skin. That is so pigmented. We're gonna have to change my application process a little bit because that's just too much. Okay, so I'm putting on my base product and I'm gonna maneuver this with my fingers, I think. I'm just gonna take my time and hope that I can save this. That would suck if I couldn't. I'm gonna go in with a powder brush and just like lightly work that around, I think. Hopefully that helps, but I think that's helping. I don't know. Is it helping? Am I just crazy? Somebody tell me. Now we can go in and do our under eye. I'm gonna open up the same palette I was using before, my Nomad by Juvias Place. I'm gonna start by dipping into that orange color we used as a transition. Hair on my brush. Tap it off a bit and I'm gonna go right under the lash line and just work that in. My eye is hitting me today. I can tell my eyes are gonna water. They're feeling sensitive. Take your time. If you have to keep going back, build it up a little bit, get it to where you want it. And remember to blend it a little bit. You can either use your finger and gently blend it, or you can use a Q-tip, a clean brush, what have you. Now I'm gonna dip with the same exact brush into my deeper color that we put on the lid and smoke that out in the outer corner. Went on the other side and smoke that out as well. So I think that is pretty freaking good. Good enough at least. I'm gonna go in and put on some mascaras. This is the full frontal mascara. It's black. I don't know if it even comes in any other colors. I think it only comes in black. And we're gonna apply the mascaras. For the inner corner of my eye, I'm actually gonna go in with a more dramatic highlight. I really just want it to pop. This is gonna pull my whole eye look together. I'm still gonna get a little bit of shimmer, but without having to have a whole shimmer lid. So this is the Fenty Beauty Kilawatt highlighter in the shade Trophy Wife. It is super duper gold, and I've worn it in my inner corner before and I loved it. So I'm just gonna take my pinky, dip it right in there, and pretty, there we go. I'm gonna go in and do a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm gonna use my Essence Volume and Curl Mascara. Now let's finish our nose. I almost forgot. For my nose, I'm actually gonna switch because this brush has, this concealer has a more precision applicator, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So I can just get a tiny dot of concealer on my finger, just like so. And I'm gonna take that and place it on the center bridge of my nose. I always get it slightly crooked, so if my nose ever looks crooked, that's why. Then I'm gonna take my sponge on a side that doesn't have bronzer on it. We don't wanna make our nose darker right there. We wanna lighten it up. And I'm just blending out that concealer, really gently patting to highlight the bridge of our nose. Now I'm gonna take my liner. This is the NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. All right, that'll do. And then I'm taking my gloss. This is by Bare Minerals. This is the shade Totally. Oh, I forgot to highlight. Okay, we can do that. I'm gonna take my Juvias Place highlighter. This is the Volume 3. I think it's so beautiful. I really like it. I'm gonna take a highlight brush and just hit those high points. I'm gonna go right under the brow because I like to do that area. And then just a tiny bit right in the center of my nose. That's it. I don't really go hard on the highlight anymore. I feel like the older that I'm getting, the more it just shows the texture in my skin rather than making me look dewy. So that be what it may. Some days I use it, some days I don't. Now our final step, can't forget, is to set the face. This is the Skindinavia Oil Control Setting Spray. It's finally getting low. I've had it for a while now. And I will definitely be purchasing it again. I love this stuff, it's amazing. Okay, I sprayed my whole mirror. Ay. There we have it. White pants clean. Now it's time for our outfit change. All right, I am back, changed my shirt, still have on my sweatpants and my fuzzy socks because I'm feeling lazy today, but we're still gonna be slightly glam when I go out to the store. So that is all for today's video. Just a quick fall makeup tutorial. Literally, you can recreate this shadow look with any colors. I'm telling you, I've done it so many times before. I will make another video with a different color story, but it is so simple, it's so fast, and anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Well, once again, I'm Carissa. I'm so happy to be back. I promise I will be more consistent with my content. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves. Take some moments to just do things that make you feel beautiful and make you feel happy and make you feel appreciated. And I will see you guys next time.